Love and greetings to you. I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation. Welcome back. If you're visiting for the first time, then a very special welcome to you. You will find that what we talk about here is so different from what other people talk about. There's a reason for that. I used to be a divorce mediator, and a young couple asked me to save their marriage instead of dissolve it. And so I just kind of answered without thinking. I said, okay, but give me a few months to look into it. So I did. I looked into it, and I discovered things about marriage that we don't find out anywhere else, not at all. For instance, your topic here, which is I'm pushing away my husband with my jealousy. This is something where a psychologist, a traditional marriage counselor will go, so why do you think that is? And what has he said? And they want to dig into it. But that's not what the problem is. You already know what the problem is. The problem is that you're pushing away your husband with your jealousy. Now, I've got some good news for you, and I've got some news for you that is also going to be an introduction to what you're going to have to do next, because you want to solve this. You may not be able to solve it with what is here in this video, but at least you'll know that, spoiler alert, that you should get our course for women. And this whole thing's not an ad for that. I've got over 1,000 videos, and you'll see I don't push it very often, but in this case you could use it. So you already know you're pushing him away. So here's the part that we don't talk about. There's a part of you that is also pulling him towards you. But what happens is the jealousy that you're feeling is not so much that it's pushing you away from him, but it's blocking that about you that attracts him, your love. When you're jealous, you don't feel any love, right? When you're angry, you don't feel any love. No one ever talks about this because in our world of Western psychology, and it's just a temporary thing we're going through because the world's going to evolve out of that, the focus is on the mind, on the emotions, on the anger, on the jealousy, on the bad feelings, on the issues, and all of that. But you're not the mind. You're a soul. This is not religious. My religion doesn't even matter. We get people coming here who have all religions, and even atheists come here. The same reality exists for all of us, and that is we're not the mind. We possess it. But what is happening is when we don't control our mind, and no one ever tells us to, they tell us, control your mouth, control your behavior, control yourself, but they never say control your mind, which is really what this is all about, because jealousy is of the mind. Why is it of the mind? Because the mind is sort of in between, you might say, you, the soul, and the body. The body, again, it's a possession. And the body, as we know, is an intelligent biological entity that's driven 100% by the drive to survive, by self-preservation. And we all have heard fight or fly and stuff like that, but we don't get into the reality that that's all that biology is about, is survival. So the mind, responding to the body's dictates, is seeking two things: opportunities, like for food, oxygen, shelter, all of that, and danger, avoidance of danger. And jealousy is a radar, a net, a filter that goes, I'm in danger, I am in danger. You see, so it's going I, small I, not you the soul, but small I, the ego, the mind dictated to by the body, saying, I'm in danger, you're cheating, you're doing this, you're doing that. The problem isn't that you're pushing him away with this. The problem is that the part of you that pulls him to you, your soulmates, is eclipsed. Can't see it. You can't see it. He can't see it. Nobody could see it. It's buried under the mind. So what do you do? Okay. Finally, he got there, right? So the reason why you need the course, I'm going to just lay it out. I'm just going to be truthful, candid with you, and I don't care if you think I'm doing a sales pitch, I'm not. So here's what happened. My first clients came to me and said, we don't want a divorce. I was a divorce mediator. We want you to save our marriage. You're a communications expert. Everything is about communication. When I did this, it was 2001. So everything was about communications then. Now everything is about, he's a narcissist, she's got daddy, whatever. None of that is important, to be honest with you. So I got into looking at marriage from a different perspective. And I boiled down the right path for marriage saving and improving to be based upon free will. Whoever does that. Free will, which means you always have a choice. Now, it doesn't mean your choice is always easy, but you always have a choice. You could go this way or that way. It's up to you. You could choose to be noble or ignoble. You could choose to be mean or kind. You always have the choice. I read somewhere from some, I don't remember whether it was a philosopher or a psychologist, that there's a gap between the thought and the action. Take advantage of that gap. So what happened was, I broke down a system for my new couple into a binary system. I said, every time you're about to do something, stop and think about it. Stop is S. It's the SO technique that we have in the course. Stop, and E is evaluate. Is this a good choice or a bad choice? And what happened was, it made total sense. In other words, you don't have to rush into a reaction. Control the mind means don't go along with the mental reactions to the outer conditions. Don't just fall a victim, fall prey to your habits. Stop and evaluate. And then the next step is to act with wisdom. Now, I didn't come up with this instantly. What happened was, we talked about, okay, so if you're about to tell your wife that you don't like the perfume, do you really want to? Is that a smart move? So it changed everything for both of them. If he comes home and he's sweaty, do you really want to tell him you smell? You know, we live in a cause and effect world, and we're all sensitive. And so why would you do that, right? Same with your husband now. If you're feeling jealousy, do you want to tell him? The answer is no. Now, Western psychologists say, oh, sure, you need to talk these things out, but that's not true. You don't, and you shouldn't. So the first step is just don't say anything. You could be boiling over with jealousy and anger and fear. Just shut your mouth. Don't say a thing. Go be busy doing something else and come back when you could smile, love him, kiss him, hold him, and make him feel like you're a man. Okay? So that's the short version. But the long version is the important version. And that's what you need the course for. The long version is getting the mind under control. It's like the course is about two parts. One part is learning all the do's and don'ts about marriage, and it's fairly extensive about communication, behavior, and all of that. And the other part is more important, learning how to control and transcend the mind so that you could come from your heart. Just as you can't feel love when you're jealous, you can't feel jealous when you're in love. That's how it is. It's that simple. Isn't it amazing? The one thing that I discovered is that truth is always simple. Is it always easy? No. But you can train your mind because it's your mind. And so you are going to be able to pull your husband right back into your relationship of love and joy. You can. And we save thousands of marriages a year, thousands. And you are in good shape, because most women who come to us, their husbands are already having an emotional affair or an affair full blown. Some husbands have already moved out, so you're in really good shape. So you have to do something about it, though. You can't just go, oh good, I'm not in such bad shape. That won't work. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. Now you could do a favor for me. I just did a favor for you. I shared all this information. Like the video, subscribe, even leave a comment. That will help us reach more people. We're all about helping marriages. We're a nonprofit. And if you want to become a TMF marriage counselor, after you see that you can literally transform yourself in your marriage, then you could sign up and learn how to become a TMF marriage counselor. It's very cool stuff. Again, I'm Paul Friedman. I'm very glad you came by. I do hope you'll subscribe to the channel so you can see all the videos. We already have well over 1,000, and we already have close to, by the time you see this, we'll probably have 70,000 subscribers. We're doing very well. I appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you, and take care. Take care. You'll be okay.